All right, so as you guys can see to the left of the screen, here's today's stats. 1-0. Trade went for 1600 pips. It hit TPE 5. You can see right there, we caught it out right at 9:30, got in right at 9:30. I'm gonna pretty much show you guys my confirmations before the trade that made me want to take the sale. Um, so you guys can kind of get a gist of how I go about trading. So first things first, right here is the trade. Right, so right here you have the 9 o'clock 15, you have the 9:15 15, and then right here you have the 9:30 15, which is the candle that we got in on, right? So first things first, we had this high right here. So if price was below this high, which it was, I was looking for sales. So, pretty much price would have to have broken back above this high for me to get in a buy. Anything below, I was looking for sell confirmations, right? So anything under this would signify a sell. So um, as price opened during the 9:30 session, the New York session, I was just pretty much looking for that confirmation. I got it in. Like I said, I'm not really gonna say exactly, my style of trading because I don't want someone to copy it because it might not work for you, right? I do have a group and we teach the basics, right? But everybody has their own style. I would say this, right? It does not matter which style you have. It matters all about which style is profitable for you because you can be doing the same thing that I'm doing, right, and not be profitable as far as you will be looking for the same confirmations as me. This gave me confirmation for a sale, so I got in it. Like I said before, anything below this point right here, I was gonna get in a sale, right? I was just looking for the candles to maybe line up and give me that confirmation, getting a sale. And also we had right here, it broke back through this zone, right? And it also broke this low, which was my second entry point. And like I said before on previous calls, when I'm getting in a trade, I need to have two entries, right? I need to have two entries. So this right here is a 9 o'clock candle, right? So even though I said that I would get in if price broke this right here, I would probably have looked to gotten in if we would have broken this high right here. So the price would have broken this high, or maybe even this high from 9 o'clock. I would have gotten in, and this would have been my second on confirmation. Right now, if it didn't get there, we hit an SL, then I would have pivoted back to a sell analysis, right, and gotten in the sell. But I want to make sure, me personally, that I have two entry points. So if I'm getting in a trade, it has to show me two entry points for that trade to be valid for me because I'm a bit of a day trader, meaning that or intraday trader, which means that my trades typically take at minimum 1 hour to hit. Now this hit all of this in an hour, but it did hit 1,000 in about 10, 14 minutes, right? Um, let's see, 9:30, TP1, see, so 11 minutes. It's about 24 minutes. We were at 1,000. So under 30 minutes, they hit 1,000, right? That's when I took my money, but it went 1,600. Um, but yeah, so for me, it has to show me two entry points for me to take that trade because I'm taking trades that are, more than likely going at least 1,000 pips or 100 points, right? Whatever you want to call it. But that's what I'm looking for when I enter the market, right? We also have, you have to be careful, right? Because the overall trend, the market is trending down, right? Of course, the market is up, it's high. Yes, we know, but the market is trending down, right? And when I say it's trending down, I mean that it's shown that it wants to go lower, right? And I say that because we have down here, we have the January low. We had a break in the previous December low, right? So anytime you have that, you can kind of get a price correction. So I was kind of thinking that this year we may be, going down, it might not be buying so much. It would be more so, sales. But whenever the market is selling, right, that's when you have big buys, right? Whenever the market is buying, that's when you have big sales, right? So that's always something to notice too. So now you see right here, we're broken back above. So we're probably going to go back above and break this high, but we're also probably going to come down and break this low at some point too. Just be mindful of that, just because of what we've been seeing as far as on the higher time frame and what things have been showing us. So today was pretty simple. And to be honest, every day can be simple, but the simplest days are usually the hardest. And I say that because you have to be disciplined, right? Anytime you have a style of trade or you pick a particular style of trading, you have to stick to um, your confirmation. You have to stick to everything, right? So, you have to be mindful of that. If I say I'm getting in off of, how price is looking on the 15-minute chart, and I'm gonna stay in for X amount of time. If I don't stay in for X amount of time, I miss out on capital, right? And that happened today, but it's fine because we don't really, you don't count it if you don't withdraw. So, um, you know, but typically I want to stay in my trades for at least an hour because that's when I've, seen in the past that they give the biggest yield on return. So this one today, even though it went 1,000 pips in under 30 minutes, right? The whole hour, it went 16. So that's an additional 600 pips, right? So that's pretty good, especially when our SLs are 350 or 400, right? That's pretty much a 4-to-1 trade. And those are what's going to keep you alive in the market, right? Because you're not going to win every trade. You're not going to have killer win streaks all the time. But when you do, it's best you capitalize on those, right? Um, that's the way to be profitable. You have to let your winners run and you have to cut your losers early. If your SL is 350, don't push it back to 400. Don't push it back to 450. Don't push it back to 5. Don't push it back to 550 because 9 times out of 10 it's probably going to hit, right? Even if it goes the direction you think it's going to go in, it's going to hit those other TPs, right? So you're taking a bigger risk. That's almost two losses in one that you take because you didn't cut your loss. The name of the game is to hold your wins and cut your losses. Um, but yeah, man, so that was today. So we're gonna just watch the market and see how things play out this week. So far it's only Tuesday. Monday was a holiday. So just looking at here, we have a lot of things that could happen, right? So um I will be looking to, probably get in buys if they confirm. But I will be open to the sales, right? Because we have to sell back down and get some of that liquidity and go back up before we break that high. So those are just some things to note. And I wanted to keep this call pretty brief. Just wanted to show you guys, the trade from today, what made me get in, um, and things like that. And like I said, I try to keep everything simple, right? The less you have to think, the more money you'll make. You have to keep everything as simple as possible. And you do that because you don't want your emotions to get in the way. So by keeping things simple, you kind of, I don't want to say you limit your emotions, but you kind of control them to a certain extent, right? Because, regardless if you win, lose, or draw, you did what you were supposed to do. So that's it for today. Hope this call helped you guys. You guys can see, 1,600 um big trade today, 1-0 on the week. So yeah, hope this call helped you guys. You can kind of see what made me get in. Like I said before, I noticed that this was the high. So if price was not showing me, it was trying to break above that, I was gonna look for sales, and that's what it did, right? So as soon as it gave me that entry point for a sale, I took it, held it, right? And another thing too, when you're holding trades, you want to make sure you have points of confirmation, right? Before I go, points of confirmation. And, I don't know if people call it this or not, but this is just what I call it. Points of confirmation is when you are in the trade, right? You're managing a trade and it's confirming as it's going, right? Like I said before, this was our entry point, right? But this was my second entry. So this is a confirmation point, right? My third entry point would have been it touching this zone right here. That would have been a third entry point or a third point of confirmation, right? And then breaking this low would have been a fourth confirmation. So you just want to make sure that if you're managing your trades, right? If you're an intraday trader, swing trader, anything besides a scalper, you want to be managing your trades, right? And as the trade is going along, you want to make sure it's doing certain things um that's going to keep going the direction that you originally said the trade would go. And those are, kind of the points of confirmation. Points that you would enter the trade, points that you would place re-entries. Those are those points, right? Those very important points. So I hope this call helped you guys. Subscribe to the page, follow me on Instagram, digital_money_Marv. I'm about to take a break from social media. I'll probably be back in the summer or the end of the year. Um, Trying to go up this year, man. Trying to go up, be more consistent than ever. So hope this call helped you guys and see you guys at the top because the bottom is not an option.